Hey everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. I'm here with another countdown that's close to my heart. The top 30 turn-based RPGs on Nintendo Switch. As someone who grew up playing these games, I'm so happy to see this genre thriving on Switch. Let's dive into our countdown. Atelier Ryza 3 wraps up Ryza's story as she faces a mysterious threat to her island home while uncovering ancient secrets about alchemy itself. The story focuses on friendship, growing up, and protecting what matters most without getting too dark or complex. The combat blends real-time movement with turn-based strategy. You can run around the battlefield, set up team attacks, and use items you crafted through the deep alchemy system. Speaking of alchemy, this is where the game shines. You gather materials from the world and combine them in creative ways to make weapons, armor, and useful items. The crafting feels like solving puzzles, and seeing your creations help in battle is super satisfying. It's a chill, beautiful RPG, perfect for players who want something relaxing but engaging. Bravely Default 2 tells a fresh story about 4 heroes trying to restore balance to their world by collecting magical crystals. Seth, the main character, starts as a simple sailor but gets caught up in a bigger adventure involving kingdoms, betrayal, and ancient powers. The combat system is built around the Brave and Default mechanics. You can default to guard and save up turns, then use Brave to take multiple actions at once. This creates awesome risk-reward gameplay where timing is everything. The job system lets each character learn abilities from over 20 different classes, like Black Mage, Monk, or Beastmaster. You can mix and match skills between jobs to create powerful combinations. The story has some great twists that I won't spoil, and the hand-painted art style looks amazing on Switch. It's classic JRPG gaming at its finest. Chained Echoes is an indie love letter to 90s JRPGs that tells the story of a group of warriors trying to stop an endless war between kingdoms. The plot involves ancient mechs, political intrigue, and characters dealing with their past mistakes. What makes this game special is how it modernizes classic JRPG mechanics. There are no random encounters, battles flow smoothly without loading screens, and the turn-based combat includes combo attacks and an overdrive system that keeps fights exciting. You can pilot giant mechs in battle, which feels awesome and adds variety to combat. The world is huge and filled with secrets, puzzles, and side quests that actually matter to the story. The pixel art is gorgeous, and the music sounds like it came straight from the golden age of JRPG. For the price, you get an incredible amount of content that rivals games costing twice as much. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. This crossover shouldn't work, but it absolutely does. The story starts when Rabbids accidentally merge with Mario's world, creating chaos that only teamwork can fix. It's silly, funny, and surprisingly heartful without being childish. The turn-based tactical combat is like XCOM but more accessible. You move your team around grid-based battlefields, use cover to avoid damage, and combine character abilities for devastating attacks. What makes it unique is the team jump mechanic, where characters can boost each other across the map for better positioning. Each character has different weapons and skills. Mario's got his hammer and healing. Rabbid Peach can shield allies. Luigi snipes from long range. The difficulty ramps up perfectly, teaching you new strategies without feeling overwhelming. The presentation is top-notch with great music and animation. It's proof that Nintendo Magic can make any concept work brilliantly.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
Tokyo Mirage Sessions combines Fire Emblem strategy with Persona's modern-day setting in the most stylish way possible. You play as Itsuki, a high school student who becomes a Mirage Master, someone who can partner with Fire Emblem heroes' spirits to fight evil creatures invading Tokyo through the entertainment industry. The story explores themes of following your dreams and finding your true self through the lens of Japan's idol and theater culture. Combat mixes Persona's weakness exploitation with Fire Emblem's weapon triangle. Hit an enemy's weakness and your whole team might chain together for massive combo attacks. The session attacks are incredibly flashy and satisfying to pull off. Between battles, you'll explore Tokyo, build relationships with your party members, and help them grow as performers. The music and style are absolutely incredible. Every battle feels like a pop concert. It's weird, wonderful, and totally unique.
おっと、俺にもできる。
なかなか
一か八かで難しいかも。走れ、内向。
Divinity. Original Sin 2 offers one of the deepest RPG experiences ever made. You start as a prisoner on a ship heading to a prison island, but you're no ordinary criminal. You're a god-woken, someone with the potential to become a god. The story branches in countless directions based on your choices, and every decision feels meaningful. The turn-based combat is incredibly tactical. You can use the environment to your advantage by electrifying water, burning oil, or even teleporting enemies into lava. Each character can be customized with different abilities, and the magic system lets you combine spells in creative ways. You can play solo controlling a full party or team up with friends in 4-player co-op. The writing is fantastic, with dark humor and serious themes mixing naturally. Fair warning, this game is complex and can overwhelm newcomers, but it rewards players who dive deep into its systems with an unforgettable adventure. Dragon Quest XI's tells the story of a young man who discovers he's the legendary luminary, destined to save the world from an ancient evil. The plot hits classic fantasy beats, but does them so well that every moment feels fresh and exciting. The turn-based combat is polished to perfection, simple enough for newcomers, but with enough depth for strategy fans. Each character has unique abilities and weapon types, and the pet power system lets you unleash devastating combination attacks when your party gets fired up during battle. The world is massive and beautiful, filled with towns that feel alive and dungeons packed with secrets. What makes this the definitive version is the added content, new story chapters, a retro 2D mode that makes the game look like classic Dragon Quest, and full voice acting. It's comfort food gaming, familiar but executed so well that you can't help but smile while playing. This is how you make a modern classic JRPG.
Fight and fight some more!
Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake brings the legendary JRPG that defined the genre into the modern era with stunning HD 2D visuals. You create your hero and choose your party from different job classes to save the world from the evil Baramos. The story seems simple at first, but includes one of gaming's greatest plot twists that I absolutely won't spoil. The job system lets you change your party members' classes anytime, learning new spells and abilities that carry over between jobs. This creates endless customization possibilities. Want a warrior who can cast healing spells? Go for it. The turn-based combat is classic Dragon Quest with beautiful animations and perfect pacing. The HD 2D art style makes everything look like a living painting, and the remix soundtrack is incredible. Quality of life improvements like fast travel and adjustable encounter rates make this the best way to experience a true masterpiece. Final Fantasy VII on Switch brings one of the most influential JRPGs ever made to Nintendo's console for the first time. Cloud Strife starts as a mercenary helping an eco-terrorist group fight the evil Shinra Corporation, but the story grows into an epic about saving the planet and confronting the past. I won't spoil the many incredible plot twists, but trust me, this story will stick with you forever. The materia system is genius. You slot magical orbs into weapons and armor to learn spells and abilities. Mixing different materia creates powerful combinations and lets you customize each character however you want. The ATB combat system feels perfect. Battles are turn-based but with real-time elements that keep things exciting. Mini-games break up the adventure, from motorcycle chases to a full Golden Saucer theme park. The music by Nobuo Uematsu is legendary, and seeing these classic moments on Switch feels special. Fire Emblem Engage celebrates the entire Fire Emblem series while telling its own compelling story about the divine dragon awakening to stop the felled dragon from destroying the world. You can summon legendary heroes from past Fire Emblem games to fight alongside your army, which creates incredible fan service moments while introducing newcomers to the series' rich history. The tactical combat is the best it's ever been, positioning matters more than ever, and the Engage mechanic lets you fuse with summoned heroes for powerful abilities and attacks. Each unit has distinct roles, weapons have advantages and disadvantages against each other, and permanent death, which you can turn off, makes every decision feel important. The class system lets units promote into stronger classes with new abilities, and supports between characters build relationships that affect both story and combat. The presentation is gorgeous, with smooth animations and an epic soundtrack.
Dream well.
As your steward.
Fire Emblem. 3 Houses puts you in the role of a teacher at a military academy where you choose one of 3 houses to lead, each with their own students and storylines. The story starts simple but becomes a complex tale about war, friendship, and difficult choices that will genuinely make you emotional. What makes this special is how you spend time between battles, teaching your students, building relationships, and watching them grow both as people and fighters. The tactical combat happens on grid-based maps where positioning is everything. Archers need high ground, cavalry units move fast but can't cross forests easily, and magic users are powerful but fragile. Each student can learn different weapon types and classes, so you can customize your army however you want. The support system builds relationships between characters that affect both story and combat effectiveness.
Give up. Weak. Did you underestimate me?
Live Alive is a unique RPG that tells 7 different stories across different time periods, from prehistoric times to the far future and even the Wild West. Each chapter has its own main character, setting, and gameplay style, while maintaining the same core turn-based combat system. What's brilliant is how these separate stories eventually connect in ways I won't spoil. The combat uses a grid system where positioning and timing matter. Some attacks hit specific patterns, others require charging up, and movement becomes just as important as choosing the right attack. Each time period has its own visual style and music that perfectly captures the era, from caveman grunts to sci-fi synths. Some chapters focus on combat, others on stealth or puzzle solving, keeping the experience fresh throughout. The pixel art is absolutely gorgeous with modern touches that make everything pop on the Switch screen.
Enough! Oh! This is your last chance to beg for forgiveness!
Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope improves on the original in every way, taking the tactical combat to space as Mario and friends team up with Rabbids to save the galaxy from an evil force called Cursa. The story is surprisingly heartfelt, dealing with themes of corruption, friendship, and hope, without ever getting too heavy for younger players. The biggest change is movement. Instead of being stuck to a rigid grid, you can freely move within a certain range, making positioning more fluid and strategic. Each character has unique abilities and weapons that feel distinct. Mario's dual pistols, Peach's rocket launcher, Rabbid Luigi's bow, and more. The new Spark system gives your team elemental powers and special abilities by equipping cute star creatures you rescue throughout your adventure. Boss battles are epic and creative, often requiring you to think outside the box rather than just dealing damage. Mario and Luigi. Brothership marks the return of this beloved RPG series with the brothers sailing across island seas on a ship-shaped lighthouse. The story involves connecting scattered islands to restore communication and unity to this ocean world while uncovering a mystery about why everything got separated in the first place. The combat system builds on the series' trademark timed button presses. You control both brothers simultaneously, timing attacks and dodges to maximize damage and avoid taking hits. New to this game are Luigi logic moments where Luigi gets brilliant ideas to solve puzzles, and the Brothers attacks that combine both characters for devastating special moves. The overworld exploration involves sailing between islands, each with unique themes, characters, and challenges to overcome. The dialogue is hilarious as always, with great character interactions and visual gags that will make you laugh out loud. Monster Hunter Stories 2 flips the Monster Hunter formula on its head. Instead of hunting monsters, you befriend them and fight alongside them as a monster rider. The story follows a young rider investigating mysterious wings of ruin that threaten to destroy the world's balance, meeting classic Monster Hunter creatures in a completely new context. The turn-based combat uses a rock, paper, scissors system where different attack types counter each other, but you need to learn each monster's patterns and behaviors to succeed. Your Monstie companions can be customized with genes from other monsters, creating unique builds and abilities. You can ride different monsters in the overworld for exploration, from flying Rathalos to swimming Lagiacrus, making traversal part of the fun. The bond system between you and your Monsties affects combat performance and unlocks powerful kinship attacks. OCTOPATH Traveler brings classic 16-bit JRPGs into the modern era with its stunning HD 2D art style that makes everything look like a living painting. You choose from 8 different travelers, each with their own story, hometown, and personal quest, ranging from a dancer seeking revenge to a scholar uncovering ancient mysteries. What makes this unique is how these stories interweave through optional party chats and a deeper overall narrative about gods and mortals. The combat system modernizes classic turn-based mechanics with the boost point system. You can save up points to make your next action more powerful, creating strategic decisions about when to go all out versus when to hold back. Each character has a unique path action they can use in towns. The warrior can challenge NPCs to duels, the thief can steal items, the cleric can guide people to new locations. Job classes let you mix and match abilities between characters for deep customization.
Out of my way.
I'll do my best.
Octopath Traveler 2 takes everything great about the original and expands it into an even more ambitious adventure. Set in a different world during an industrial revolution period, you again choose from 8 travelers with interconnected stories that explore themes of progress, tradition, and what it means to change the world. The combat improves with new mechanics like latent powers that give each character unique abilities when powered up, and the day-night cycle affects both story events and available path actions in towns. Characters feel more distinct with better story integration. You'll see party members commenting on each other's situations and the world reacting to your group as a whole. The world is larger and more detailed, with steamboats, trains, and industrial cities alongside traditional fantasy settings. New job classes and weapon types expand customization options even further.
What's our plan of attack? My spear shall strike!
Pokemon Legends Arceus revolutionized the Pokemon formula by taking you back to ancient Sinnoh when humans and Pokemon barely coexisted peacefully. You play as a Survey Corps member, creating the region's first Pokedex while investigating space-time distortions caused by the legendary Pokemon Arceus. The game breaks traditional Pokemon rules. You can catch Pokemon by sneaking up and throwing Pokeballs directly without battling. Wild Pokemon actually attack you in the overworld, and the turn order system makes speed and move choice more strategic than ever. Strong style and agile style moves let you choose between power and speed, completely changing battle flow. Alpha Pokemon are larger, more aggressive versions that provide serious challenges and rare rewards. The research tasks make you actually observe Pokemon behavior rather than just catching them. You need to see them use specific moves, catch them at certain times, or observe their interactions. Sea of Stars is pure magic, a love letter to classic JRPGs made by the creators of The Messenger. The story follows 2 children of the solstice who can perform eclipse magic to stop the evil alchemist known as the Fleshmenser from destroying the world. What makes this special is how it modernizes classic RPG mechanics without losing their charm. There are no random encounters, you can see enemies on the map, and battles include time button presses that make every action feel satisfying. The combo system lets party members work together for powerful attacks, while timing blocks and counters keeps you engaged throughout every fight. Puzzles blend seamlessly with exploration, and the world is filled with secrets and hidden areas that reward curious players. The pixel art is absolutely stunning. Every animation is smooth and detailed, and the lighting effects make everything feel alive. Shin Megami Tensei 5. Vengeance is the definitive version of one of the most challenging and rewarding JRPGs ever made. You play as a high school student who gets transported to a post-apocalyptic Tokyo where angels and demons wage eternal war, and you must choose which side deserves to inherit the world. The story tackles heavy themes about religion, morality, and what it means to be human without giving easy answers. The Vengeance Edition adds a completely new storyline route with new characters and endings that make the experience feel fresh, even for veterans. Combat is brutally tactical. Exploiting enemy weaknesses gives you extra turns, but enemies can do the same to you, making every battle a strategic puzzle. The Demon Fusion system lets you recruit hundreds of demons and combine them to create more powerful allies with the exact skills you need. Suikoden 1 and 2 brings 2 legendary JRPGs to modern consoles for the first time in decades, and they hold up incredibly well. The first game follows a young Imperial guard who gets caught up in a rebellion against a corrupt empire, while the second continues the story with his best friend facing similar challenges in a neighboring country. What makes Suikoden special is the 108 Stars of Destiny system. You can recruit over 100 unique characters to join your cause, each with their own backstory and role to play. The combat mixes traditional turn-based battles with massive army battles and one-on-one duels that feel like rock, paper, scissors with story weight. The political intrigue is top-notch, dealing with themes of friendship, betrayal, and the cost of war without being too heavy. Base building lets you watch your headquarters grow from a small hideout to a thriving castle as more allies join your rebellion. Super Mario RPG returns to Nintendo consoles with a beautiful remake that honors the original while adding modern touches. The story sees Mario team up with unlikely allies including Bowser and Peach to stop a new threat called Smithy, who's invaded the Mushroom Kingdom with mechanical weapons. What made this game revolutionary in 1996 still feels fresh today. The timed button presses during attacks and defense make every action interactive and satisfying. Combat never feels boring because you're always engaged, timing hits for extra damage or perfectly blocking to reduce incoming harm. The isometric world is gorgeous and filled with secrets, hidden chests, and amusing NPCs with memorable dialogue. Each party member feels unique. Mario's balanced, Bowser hits hard, Peach heals and supports, while newcomers Mallow and Geno bring magic and mystery to the team. Tactics Ogre Reborn brings one of the greatest tactical RPGs ever made to modern audiences with major improvements that fix the original's biggest issues. The story follows Dunan, a young man caught in a brutal civil war where every choice has consequences and there are no clear heroes or villains. What sets this apart is how your decisions actually matter. The story branches in meaningful ways based on your choices, and you can see how different paths play out. The tactical combat happens on isometric battlefields where terrain height, weapon reach, and positioning determine victory. The class system lets units learn skills from different jobs, but the Chariot Tarot system is the game changer. You can rewind battles turn by turn if things go wrong, removing the frustration while keeping the strategic challenge. Magic feels powerful and dangerous, with area of effect spells that can hurt your own units if you're not careful. Trails of Cold Steel 3 continues Rian's story as he becomes an instructor at a branch campus, while political tensions escalate across the Erebonian Empire. The story builds on everything from the previous games while remaining accessible to newcomers through optional summaries and context. What makes Trails special is how every NPC has their own ongoing story that evolves as you progress. The world feels truly alive and reactive to your actions. The turn-based combat uses the arts and crafts system where you balance magical spells with special techniques. Plus, the tactical link system lets characters combo attacks and support each other. The Brave Order system lets you buff your entire party with powerful effects that can turn the tide of difficult battles.
Thank you. Let's go.
Trails to Azure concludes the Crossbell duology with one of the most satisfying endings in JRPG history. Lloyd and the Special Support section face their biggest challenge as Crossbell City gets caught between two major powers while ancient threats resurface. The story masterfully ties together plot threads from previous games while delivering emotional payoffs that will leave you in tears. The combat system refines everything from previous entries. Arts magic feels powerful, Craft's special attacks are flashy and effective, and the combination attacks between party members create spectacular moments. The Master Court system lets you customize each character's growth and abilities in meaningful ways. What really shines is how the game handles its themes of corruption, justice, and what it means to protect people you care about. Persona 4, Golden brings one of the greatest JRPGs ever made to Switch with all the improvements that made the Vita version definitive. You play as a city kid who moves to the rural town of Inaba and gets caught up in a murder mystery involving a supernatural TV world where people's shadows come to life. The story brilliantly balances slice-of-life high school drama with supernatural mystery, creating characters you'll genuinely care about. The calendar system means every day matters as you balance investigating murders, building friendships, studying for exams, and working part-time jobs. Combat happens in the TV world where you summon personas, powerful beings based on mythological figures, to fight shadows in turn-based battles. The social link system is genius. Building relationships with friends and townspeople makes your personas stronger while delivering incredible character development.
There are 2 enemies. Hang in there. Persona! That's it, Yosuke. 1 enemy down.
Persona! Someone else's turn.
It's over.
Triangle Strategy delivers exactly what its name promises, a tactical RPG where your strategic choices shape the entire story. You play as Serenoa, heir to House Wolffort, who gets caught in a brewing war between 3 nations over precious salt and iron resources. What makes this unique is the Scales of Conviction system. Major story decisions are made through actual debates, where you must convince your advisors using evidence and reasoning. The tactical combat happens on gorgeous diorama-style battlefields where elevation, terrain, and element interactions create deep strategic gameplay. Each character has unique abilities and weapons that feel distinct. Some control fire and ice, others excel at healing or battlefield control. Environmental effects add extra strategy as you can freeze water to create new paths or electrify puddles to damage enemies. Paper Mario. The Thousand-Year Door returns with a gorgeous remake that brings this beloved RPG to a new generation of players. Mario searches for the crystal stars to open the legendary Thousand-Year Door, while Princess Peach gets caught up in her own parallel adventure involving the mysterious X-Nauts. The story is surprisingly dark and complex for a Mario game, with genuine mystery and character development alongside the series' trademark humor. The papercraft visual style looks absolutely stunning on Switch, with every animation and effect popping off the screen like a living pop-up book. Combat uses action commands where timed button presses make attacks stronger and blocks more effective, keeping you engaged throughout every battle. Each chapter takes you to unique locations with distinct characters and gameplay mechanics. You might be solving mysteries in a train, fighting in wrestling rings, or exploring haunted mansions. Unicorn Overlord combines gorgeous hand-drawn art with deep tactical gameplay to create something truly special. You play as Prince Alen, fighting to reclaim his kingdom from the evil Zenoran Empire with the help of the Liberation Army. The story follows classic fantasy beats but executes them perfectly with memorable characters and political intrigue that keeps you invested. What sets this apart is the unique combat system where you set up tactics for your units beforehand, then watch them execute your strategies in real-time battles. It sounds simple, but becomes incredibly deep as you learn to coordinate different unit types, time special abilities, and adapt to changing battlefield conditions. The army management between battles is fantastic. You recruit new allies, upgrade equipment, and build relationships that unlock new abilities and story scenes.
Enjoy this.
How's this? Victory is ours!
Persona 5 Royal is the definitive version of one of gaming's greatest achievements, bringing the full experience to Switch with all DLC included and perfect performance. You play as a transfer student in Tokyo who discovers the power to enter people's distorted hearts, called palaces, and steal their evil desires to make them confess their crimes. The story tackles heavy themes like abuse of power, corruption, and social justice through the lens of stylish supernatural heist adventures. What makes this special is how perfectly it balances dungeon crawling with social simulation. Every day matters as you build friendships, study, work part-time jobs, and explore Tokyo. The turn-based combat is refined to perfection, with the press turn system rewarding you for exploiting weaknesses while punishing mistakes. And that's our top 30 turn-based RPGs on Nintendo Switch. From political intrigue to supernatural mysteries, these games prove that turn-based combat offers experiences you simply can't get anywhere else. The depth, strategy, and storytelling in these titles is absolutely incredible. What's your favorite turn-based RPG on Switch? Any of these games completely consume your life like they did mine? Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe to SwitchTop for more Nintendo Switch deep dives. Until next time.